What up, yo? How you doing? Yeah. Your place like home.
Has sold his Gulfstream G550, that's a PJ for the brokies out there, in October of 2025. Mia, you got the final sale price. It says it was not disclosed on the paper, but you got new information.
Well, listen, it runs from between 20 million to 30 million. Of course, they did not tell us what the final sale was. And it's also anonymous. We don't know who bought it.
Listen, I'm not mad at that person. Whoever that is.
Keep it anonymous.
Keep it anonymous. Like,
right.
Listen, when I'm at the dispensary, I check out anonymously. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to know what I'm getting in the bag. So same thing applies here. If you're buying Diddy's PJ, you might want to keep that on the low.
Keep that on the low.
You
Like
know
you said, you probably get a paint job after that.
Do you feel me?
Cover that up.
Just put primer over the Bad Boy logo. Like, yo, we gonna cover this up real quick.
Can you imagine what that pre-purchase inspection was like?
Yo,
man.
we was talking about this off
Check
mic.
all the cracks and crevices.
Big room raiders energy.
Pause.
We're going in there with the black.
Yo, you gotta get the black light.
Black light.
They don't even want to check the engine. We don't care about the engine.
We don't care about none of that.
Check the carpets. Check
That's
the chairs.
Rip out. We gotta reupholster this whole joint.
Everything.
Now, this was actually sold due to legal pressure. So maybe he's using these funds to, pay the lawyers, pay the staff, because I know the staff was also waiting for some money while he is incarcerated.
Right. That's what happens when the boss goes down. You know what I'm saying? Them checks are slow.
After 4 failed bail attempts, reports are now circulating that Sean Diddy Combs could be moved to house arrest at his Miami mansion. If approved, this would send him back to the same property that was raided by federal agents years earlier, a detail that immediately raised eyebrows online.
Now, Lemmy did take to his Instagram right after this trailer for this docu-series dropped, and he was getting tons of backlash from people saying they do not want this crap. They only want to see baddies. He said, to be clear, this documentary series is centered on providing Justin and Christian the opportunity to share their personal story and lived experiences, particularly as their lives have also been directly impacted. This project is not intended to endorse, defend, or vindicate Diddy or any individual, nor does it seek to justify or minimize any action that had been alleged or adjudicated. Do you find this part odd because of all the wording that was just shown in the trailer? The lies, the truth, the foes. Anyways, as a network, we believe it's important for allowing individuals to speak for themselves just as any credible network entering the documentary space does. Our role is to provide a platform for the stories to be told honestly and without prejudgment. What viewers will see is raw, real, and authentic storytelling. That is the essence of this project. We respectfully ask that the series not be prejudged before it's seen. Everyone will have the opportunity to watch, assess the content, and arrive at their own conclusion.
Many are asking why the court would suddenly agree to such a move, and whether house arrest could realistically help revive what remains of Diddy's public image and career. Others are already speculating about who he might go after first if he regains limited freedom. On December 19th, Diddy's legal team officially filed an appeal seeking to either reduce or completely overturn his 50-month sentence. Their argument centers on the jury verdict, which found him not guilty on several of the most serious charges. According to his attorneys, that outcome makes the length of the sentence excessive and unjustified. Unlike previous bail attempts, this appeal takes a more aggressive tone. Diddy is not conceding guilt. Instead, his lawyers argue that the judge acted unfairly by repeatedly denying his release.
And they didn't choose it. They were born into this. I don't think anybody's paying attention to that. The choice they got. If that man calls and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, what else are they going to do? They gotta bet on him. I'm sure they're all praying he makes it, because if not, what are they going to do? And they definitely can't count on Grandma Janice. They're screwed. One way or the other, they're screwed.
So there's no escape for them.
How? Was there escape for OJ's children? Their daddy is the new OJ. And we already know he done it. Like OJ's kids went through hell and there was reasonable doubt. We didn't see a video of him doing anything. We didn't see him running around in a towel with a knife, with a, We seen that with the Diggler.
Just days ago, the appeal was amended to include a formal request for house arrest. Court filings show that Diddy wants to return to his Miami mansion, the same residence where federal agents once confiscated large quantities of personal items during a raid. Footage from that operation has continued to circulate online, keeping the location tied to controversy. Behind the scenes, signs of financial pressure have also started to surface. Investigators reported that Diddy recently put his private jet up for sale.
Diddy Combs is now asking for an appeals court for immediate release, saying that the judge defied the jury's verdict during sentencing. As someone who represented Combs before, you think he'll be successful?
I will tell you something. Part of one of the lessons that trial brought to me was just how effective his appellate lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, is. She's the one who authored this brief. I've known Alexandra for a while, and I will tell you, she's one of the more impressive legal minds that I've encountered in 43 years of practice. Having said that, I think this brief reads compellingly. I think they've already somewhat expedited it or granted her request for an expedited appeal. Number one, that's a good sign. Number two, she's asked for immediate release. I think there's a potential there. Remember, when he was convicted of these two Mann Act violations, if you took a look at this, he actually rolled the dice. He won against the counts that carried a mandatory life sentence and would have basically forfeited his entire fortune. So he rolled the dice and won, and then he was enhanced in his sentence by the very conduct he was acquitted of. I think that's fundamentally unfair. In fact, if you want to talk about fairness, I think the prosecution should be penalized for overcharging.
The aircraft, once a symbol of his wealth and status, is now reportedly being liquidated to help cover mounting legal costs. According to public speculation, maintaining a multi-million-dollar jet is no longer realistic given his current situation, and the money is needed to keep his legal defense afloat. There is also growing talk that Diddy wants to fund and release a documentary telling his side of the story.
Trump recently announced that he's not going to be pardoning Diddy.
I seen that.
Yeah. Are you surprised?
Yes.
Me too.
I thought he would have pardoned Diddy.
Yeah, because they used to be homies back in the day.
I think maybe Diddy didn't do what he was supposed to do.
What was that?
You know how that go, man. Hey, listen, the Chevy in the parking lot, the truck is open. Them pardons ain't just happening to happen. This a fact. Not those type of pardons. But if Diddy does right, and if he's in the drug program, he'll be home later this year anyway.
This year?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so. He's not coming home this year.
You want to do the math?
Let's do the math.
Okay, let's do the math. 50 months, right? He got 50 months.
Right. About 12 months time served?
Hold on. He got 12 months time. Do they take the 15 from the top?
Yeah.
Okay, so minus his 15%. That leaves 42 and a half months. Minus, he had,
about
12 months time served? 12.
So that's 30.
That's 30. Minus another 12 months for the drug program. That's why he went there. You do the drug program. They
18 months.
12 months off. 18 months minus 6 months for the halfway house. 12 and a half months. He got sentenced when? In October? Was it October?
I think that's too soon, but yeah.
All
right, listen, if you're
doing all the deductions.
Listen, I'll be happy if
you
Diddy's
do know
free.
That's why he wanted the drug program.
Right, to get a reduction.
You
I get
it 12 months off, and then they send you to the halfway house 6 months off.
This comes after 50 Cent's Netflix series Sean Combs. The Reckoning severely damaged Diddy's public standing. That documentary shifted public opinion and left little room for rehabilitation. Many believe that without a drastic narrative change, Diddy's influence in the entertainment industry and his family's future within it may be permanently damaged.
He don't give a damn. He literally is saying he's going to reach out to Trump to remind Trump of the things that P. Diddy has said about him for the sole express purposes of making sure that Trump doesn't pardon Diddy in the event that Diddy gets convicted of trafficking and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent has sworn to do. And I got to admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, you know, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need to go.
This is why his sons have announced plans for their own documentary and have openly criticized 50 Cent. Critics argue that the move is less about clearing Diddy's name and more about survival. Without Diddy's money, power, and connections, his children do not appear to have independent careers strong enough to stand on their own. Despite the famous last name, none have built lasting success without his backing. Some analysts believe Diddy's appeal could succeed.
I mean, they did what they needed to do in this documentary. The whole objective of this documentary was to blame it all on Diddy. The devil made me do it, blame it all on Diddy, and the rest of the industry is nothing like this. Like when Curtis Jackson sat there in his interview with Robin and sat there and said, you know, I did this because I don't want people thinking that the hip hop community is okay with this kind of behavior. You know, I don't want them thinking that, you know, we're just going to be silent while all of this is going on. Like we're okay with this kind of behavior. And my thing is huh? So now you speaking for all of hip hop, and all of hip hop is uncomfortable with this. Meanwhile, you got people like Ja Rule who, on the low key, allegedly, Gene Deal has exposed for having his own nude tryst freak-offs.
Federal prosecutors themselves have acknowledged that the mixed verdict complicates the sentence. Still, the entire case continues to confuse observers. Diddy was originally arrested under a broad conspiracy framework, yet no co-conspirators were publicly named. He avoided conviction on several major charges, but was still sentenced for interstate transportation offenses, creating what many describe as one of the strangest legal outcomes in recent entertainment history.
Are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be sexually assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank it once at the MDC, and that was thwarted. And it happens in prison. I mean, you and I could tick off how many times we are aware of somebody getting seriously injured or killed in prison. And so they're going to have to keep him somewhere that they can keep an eye on him. It would have obviously been better if he had gotten less time and had been at a camp, but he's going to be in a facility where somebody's going to have to, from the BOP, and I think they're well equipped to do it if they can, to keep an eye on him because he is a target.
Whether house arrest is granted or not, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. Diddy was already preparing himself for the possibility that his appeal would be rejected. Behind the scenes, senior White House officials confirmed that Donald Trump had been contacted on Diddy's behalf regarding a potential presidential pardon. Trump later confirmed this publicly, acknowledging that he and Diddy had once been friendly. But that's where it ended. Despite their past relationship, Trump made it clear that he wanted no part of the situation. The request went nowhere. For Diddy, that door is now closed. So why was the pardon attempt rejected?
But you knowing Diddy personally, do you think it's possible he might take his life?
It takes a certain individual to prepare himself to do a lot of years in jail. From the lifestyle that he had, I'm not saying that he can't. I just don't see him able to do time behind bars. Maybe if he'd be in a camp type situation, that's a possibility. But based on the lifestyle and what he's done and what he's accomplished, if he had to go behind those bars for a lot of years, I think that he may commit suicide. He do an Epstein.
Many people online believe 50 Cent played a role, directly or indirectly, by keeping pressure on the situation and ensuring the story never cooled off. At this point, the real question isn't when Diddy might get out. It's why he wants out so badly. One major reason, according to public discussion, is fear.
If the Ja Rule and his first baby mama started following each other on IG an hour ago, prepare for the worst. Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez are out to get him out of the paint. Alert. Listen to everybody that it says, and Desiree Perez, all them people got dirt under them, bro. You understand? They got all them people got dirt on their fingernails. Jay-Z got dirt in his fingernails. You understand? Jay-Z was messing with young girls from our block. Tired of them. I'm putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking a side. Desiree, husband, was a former drug dealer that she turned on a whole cartel. All of them got dirt on them. And 50 got they dirt. You understand? 50 gonna know they dirt. Because 50 got investigators, he got people that's in the street. So if they go at him, listen here, I deem him like myself, 10 times the normal man. He gonna do what he gotta do. And the whole thing about it is they trying to retaliate on him for something he did to somebody else. I feel that it's something worth seeing. It's something worth coming around, because all that shit is about to fall. All that we seen in the industry, these demons want to have and turn little boys into little girls into little boys. It's about to go out the window.
Diddy's lawyers have confirmed that he has been attacked multiple times while incarcerated and that he believes his safety is at risk. Jaguar Wright has even suggested that Diddy may be serving as a scapegoat, allowing others who were involved to stay untouched. If that theory is true, then Diddy becoming expendable would benefit the people protecting themselves by staying silent. Another reason Diddy may be desperate to leave prison is what's coming next. 50 Cent has already confirmed that a second season of his documentary is in production, and according to those close to the situation, the material is far more damaging than what aired in season 1.
That footage of Diddy.
I figure most journalists would not disclose their source.
Gene Deal has warned that Diddy will eventually try to retaliate. Diddy's legal team has already labeled the documentary footage as stolen and threatened lawsuits against both Netflix and 50 Cent, claiming damages as high as $1 billion. Yet notably, no lawsuit has actually been filed.
You know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Perhaps.
What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you know, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes.
No evidence has been publicly challenged. What stands out to many observers is the timing. The cease and desist threats didn't follow the release of Season 1. They appeared only after information about Season 2 began circulating. According to public statements, the footage used in the documentary came directly from Diddy's own videographer. That same videographer has not defended Diddy publicly, and even if he wanted to, many believe he legally couldn't.
I heard that Diddy is trying to sue Netflix for $1 billion. Ain't nothing came up in court. That's just talk, bro. No paperwork has been put in and signed into that. They're gonna have to have a reason. If they were suing him and he had enough reason, why they didn't cease and desist the thing? Huh? If he had a leg to stand on, why they didn't cease and desist the documentary? That's just people talking. Headline news. Because had it been filed in court and they had a leg to stand on, they'd have been bringing that stuff down. Oh, we can't show it no more.
For now, Diddy remains incarcerated and has reportedly been working in the prison library. Recently leaked footage from inside the facility showed him smiling, which quickly became a target of ridicule online. 50 Cent mocked the clip, joking that Diddy looked comfortable exactly where he was. Meanwhile, Diddy's sons are pushing forward with their own documentary through Zeus Network, a move many see as an attempt to shift the narrative. But the reaction has been overwhelmingly negative. When the trailer dropped, backlash was immediate and intense.
It's your boss. Yo, man, how 50 get, blah, blah, blah. Yo, Puff, take this self-doing that. Let me explain something to y'all. All right? Whether it's NDAs, whether it's whatever. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity. So they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day on call. Whether we on a yacht, whether we on a ship, wherever we at, he wants to videotape that, right? So now, they come to agreement. They come to whatever the pay is going to be. But then it be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office. He gets in touch with the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? What is this I'm paying? You know what you paying. You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. That's the invoice he put in. So now, being if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? He could do whatever he want to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder. And 50 had to be the highest bidder to get there. This is business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupid.
Forcing Zeus Network's leadership to publicly address the controversy. Critics argue that even during the trial, Diddy attempted to manufacture support, including paying people to appear outside the courthouse. Online sentiment suggests that whatever support he once had has largely evaporated. So now the question isn't whether Diddy gets out. It's whether getting out actually helps him, or puts him closer to the people, secrets, and consequences he's been trying to avoid this entire time.
Being paid to rally support for Diddy outside of his trial? Because that is what many are now alleging, as people have been standing across the street from the courthouse in free Puff and free Diddy shirts. With, for example, journalist and content creator Emily Hagan posting a TikTok of this group of people in matching shirts that also then included this interaction.
These are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20?
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is. The lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like, I'm
And while that TikTok was initially posted around 5 days ago, it's now gotten a lot more traction as people like 50 Cent, who famously not a big Diddy fan, has started posting about it and trolling Diddy by posting seemingly edited images of him in the shirts and writing things like, okay, now where do I send my $20 invoice, guy?
Because when the next wave of footage drops, house arrest won't protect him from the truth. If you think this story is over, it's not. We're just getting started. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Diddy is being protected or sacrificed? If you want more deep dives like this, like the video, subscribe to Drama and Brief, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next.